Hello everyone and welcome to Quantum Universum. If this is your first time landing on this video, I recommend watching the previous chapters first. You can find them all collected in the playlist dedicated to Tafti the Priestess here on the channel. Each episode is a fundamental step in understanding and practicing this powerful path of awakening. Today we'll explore a very important chapter where Tafti will explain how to escape the trap by providing us with a practical algorithm to use. But first, let's review what we learned in the previous chapter. We understood that there is the illusion of the image and the illusion of staged action. Staged action is not what you do, but what happens to you. You are not the one living your life. It is life that happens to you. A rigid script is dragging you along, and therefore, you are free in your dreams and fantasies, but not free in choosing your destiny. And now, let's step together into this new chapter. As always, I'll read you the key parts from the book and immediately provide you with an explanation. Original text. I remind you of the key thesis from the last lesson. You may have the impression that you are in control of yourselves and acting consciously. In reality, you only become aware of yourselves at the moment you ask the question, who am I? During the rest of the time, your consciousness is asleep and subordinated to an external script. As a result, the ability to become aware of yourself for just a moment does not free you from the script. You are characters within a film, and this is both your illusion and your trap. Regardless of what you think of yourselves, you are there, and the trap holds you tightly in its grip. What prevents you from escaping? Primarily three things. Number 1, the ignorance of the fact that you are characters. Number 2, instinctive psychic reflexes like snail antennae. Number 3, your mental model limited by the boundaries of what is considered possible and impossible. Explanation. In this chapter, Tafti finally invites us to take a closer look at the way out. But in order to escape a trap, we first have to recognize that we're in one. And surprisingly, that is the hardest step. We often feel as though we're aware, that we're choosing what to do, that we're in control of our decisions. But, as Tafti tells us, that's just an illusion. Consciousness only truly activates in a specific instant, the moment we ask ourselves, who am I? Only in that moment do we become aware of ourselves. The rest of the time, our consciousness is asleep. And while it sleeps, it is dragged along by an external script. That's right. We are characters inside a film. This is not a metaphor. It is our daily reality. And here lies the core message: living as characters is both our illusion and our trap. We may think we're free, spiritual, awakened, but as long as we're caught up in the scene without realizing it, we're trapped. Tafti is crystal clear. Regardless of what you think of yourselves, you are there, and the trap holds you tightly in its grip. So she asks us, what is keeping you from getting out? There are three main obstacles. The first is the ignorance of being a character. This is the most insidious one, because if you don't even know you're inside a film, you'll never think to leave. You'll just keep acting, thinking you're living. The second obstacle is our automatic psychic reflexes, what Tafti calls snail antennae. We react to external stimuli without thinking, in a mechanical way, like a snail retreating into its shell at the slightest touch. We live constantly in reactive mode, with no space for conscious intention. The third is our mental model, the set of beliefs we hold about what is possible or impossible, what can or cannot be done. We live inside an invisible framework made of learned limitations, and as long as we believe in it, no exit will seem to exist because that exit doesn't even fit within our concept of reality. This, Tafti says, is the trap. It isn't made of bars. It's made of ignorance, automatic reactions, and mental boundaries. And to escape it, we must start by seeing it for what it really is. Original text. There is a remedy for everything. First of all, what you need in order to free yourselves, you already have it. This is very important because those who cannot see the illusion will remain trapped in it forever. No one has ever spoken to you about the illusion of scenic action, and you never suspected it because to you, something like that simply couldn't be real. But now you know. Still, that's not enough. Let's suppose you are snails and you've just realized it. Would that stop you from being snails? No. You can't just come to life inside a film and start doing whatever you feel like, ignoring the script. Things have to be done differently. You must overcome two more barriers, habits and mental representations. In reality, it's not you who possess them. They possess you. But don't worry, little by little we'll pull you out of your coma. What makes you into snails is the habit of not setting reality, but of always waiting for something and always hoping for something. Will it work out or not? Will it succeed or not? This is an attitude, a passive one. From this position, the only thing you're capable of is probing reality, and as soon as something happens, you immediately retract your antenna. To stop being slimy, sluggish little snails and instead become radiant and happy beings, you must switch to an active mode. Don't wait and hope. Set reality. What gets in the way of this is your mental model, which tells you that reality cannot be set. That is your shell, your little hut, but I will pull you out of it, you slimy little creatures. Explanation. At this point, Tafti gives us a real breath of fresh air. After showing us the trap we're immersed in, she clearly tells us there is a remedy for everything, and most importantly, what you need to free yourselves, you already have. This is the first big step out of powerlessness. We don't need to seek out strange powers or magical tools. We don't need to become someone else or reach some lofty spiritual level. The key is already inside us. The problem, she explains, is that as long as we don't see the illusion, we stay stuck in it forever. And in fact, no one had ever spoken to us about the illusion of scenic action. It had never even occurred to us that we might simply be unconscious characters in a film. Why? Because within our mental model, the very idea was unthinkable. But now we know. And that's important, though still not enough. Knowing that you're a snail doesn't automatically make you stop being one. Realization alone isn't enough. It's not enough to say, now I get it. Because even if you've had the insight, you can't just jump out of the film and start doing whatever you want, as if the script no longer exists. It doesn't work that way. To truly exit the trap, we must face two deep barriers: habits and mental representations. And here comes one of the most powerful phrases in the chapter. It's not you who possess your habits, it's your habits that possess you. That truth hits hard. It makes us realize that habits aren't just repetitive behaviors, they are forms of sleep, automatism that controls us. And among the most insidious habits, as Tafti points out, is precisely the habit of never setting reality, only waiting, hoping, watching. We live in a constant state of passivity. Let's see what happens. Hopefully something good will come. Who knows if it will work? And from that place, says Tafti, the only thing we can do is retract our antenna, just like snails. Every time reality touches us, we react instead of directing. Transformation begins when we switch to an active mode. No more waiting, but setting. No more hoping, but choosing. Of course, the problem is that in our heads we still have a mental model that says reality cannot be set. And that, as Tafti tells us, is our real shell, our inner chamber. That's where we must break free. And she says it with her usual ironic and affectionate tone. But I'll pull you out of it, you slimy little things. It's both a slap and a hug. Because yes, she provokes us. She confronts us with our passivity. But she does it with an implicit promise. We truly can get out. We truly can wake up and finally live. Original text. New habits and new representations are formed in the same way the old ones took root, through continuous repetition. So from now on, instead of staring at reality and following it, you must actively control the movement of the frame. Which frame am I talking about? Can you guess? Not the one you're in right now, but the one that is approaching. As you well know, you can't change the reality of the current frame because it has already been realized. You can only set the reality that is about to arrive. Therefore, your attention should be directed toward upcoming frames. Just as you organize the surveillance of attention, you now have to organize vigilance over the imminent frame. For this purpose, there are 3 activators. Number 1, expectation. Something is supposed to happen. You are waiting or hoping for something. Number 2, intention. You intend to go somewhere to do something. Number 3, problem. Something has happened that requires a solution. Every time you find yourself expecting something, don't wait and don't hope. Set the reality. Every time you intend to do something, don't rush into action. First, set the reality. Every time a problem arises, again, don't wait, don't hope, and don't panic. Set the reality. Here is the algorithm for illuminating the frame. 1. Catch yourself in one of the activators. 2. Wake up. I see myself and I see reality. 3. Activate the braid and without losing contact with it, set the reality. 4. Detach from the braid. 5. If the event is important, repeat the illumination several times. Try to constantly remind yourself of the upcoming frame. You won't manage it every time. At first, you'll always forget. It won't be easy to detach from the old habit. It must be eliminated and replaced with the new one. Don't be lazy, be good, do it, or I'll eliminate you myself. Who needs you the way you are now? Besides me, nobody loves you. Explanation. At the end of this chapter, Tafti tells us exactly how to replace old habits and beliefs by using the same tool that created them in the first place, constant repetition. We are used to living passively because we've repeated that behavior our entire lives, so we don't need to fight old habits. We need to replace them by creating new habits of awareness and intention, repeated day after day. The first major shift she proposes is this. Stop staring at reality and start moving the frame. And take note, we're not talking about the frame you're in right now because that one is already in the past. You can't change the present, you can only change the future. We work on the upcoming frames, the ones that are about to manifest. And here lies the core of the practice. We must learn to monitor the future frames just like we've learned to observe our attention. How do we do it? Tafti gives us 3 key signals, called activators, to help us recognize when it's time to set reality. Number 1, expectation, when you're waiting for something to happen or hoping it will. Number 2, intention, when you're about to do something, make a decision, or take action. Number 3, problem, when something happens that needs a response or a solution. And what should we do whenever one of these signals appears? Don't wait, don't hope, don't react impulsively, we must set the reality. Tafti even provides a small operational algorithm, a real ritual for active awakening. Catch yourself in one of the 3 activators, expectation, intention, problem. Wake up. Say to yourself, I see myself and I see reality. Activate the braid, and while staying in contact with it, visualize the desired scene. Disconnect from the braid. If the event is important, repeat the illumination several times. This sequence, repeated consistently, begins to change the way you relate to life. You stop being a passive recipient and begin to steer the upcoming frame. Tafti warns us, it won't be easy. At first, we'll almost always forget. But that too is part of the process. The old habit must be deactivated and replaced step by step. And then she closes with her usual affectionate and ironic tone, telling us, "Don't be lazy, be good, do it, or I'll eliminate you. Who needs you the way you are? Besides me, nobody loves you." It's harsh, yes, but it's also an invitation. Wake up now, direct the film yourself, set the next frame, and remember, you can do it. In this chapter, Tafti has finally given us a practical method to escape the trap of passivity and start living as true protagonists. We've seen that we can't change the present, but we can illuminate the frames of the future. And we do that through a small but powerful ritual, recognizing the activator, waking up, activating the braid, setting reality, and allowing the new to manifest. This is the key to transforming our existence from a script we passively endure to a consciously directed film. In the next chapter, titled The Reconfiguration, Tafti will teach us how to profoundly transform our mental model so we can align more and more with the reality we truly want to live. If you feel that this work is opening new perspectives for you, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and keep walking with me on this path of awakening and conscious creation. Because yes, you really can wake up from the coma and start living with awareness. In the meantime, I'm sending you a big hug and thank you for being here with me. See you soon in the next video.